Get ready, Power Gamers. This is episode 6 of the Legends of Lyria. I'm DJ the DM.
I'm Emily. I play Wyndham.
I'm Lily. I play Lothario.
I'm Matt. I play Bojangles.
And I'm Taz, and I play Double T Tanya.
And we're here with episode 6. So, last time, there was essentially a siege. And, well, the island fell. Luckily, our intrepid adventurers managed to find a way off the island just in the nick of time. They managed to sail away, even from this strange, purple, floating humanoid. But they made it away safely. A strange, green tendril in the water tried to follow them, and yet they outmaneuvered it. Well done! After surviving an explosion, escaping on a ship filled with gunpowder and alcohol, and debunking a false cure within the last 12 hours, you are all extremely exhausted. Especially you, Wyndham. You hadn't really noticed up until now, but your left arm was sort of numb. Your vision starts to blur, and you collapse to the ground.
I can perform surgery.
Do we know that?
I don't know. I just know she picked up a dagger that was infested with something that was like touched by the people that were sick. So I think she caught whatever they had.
As you start ripping back the layers of cloth on her left arm, you can tell her skin started to yellow. It's that same jaundice that you've seen before. It's all over her body and even her eyes, though they don't open by themselves. You notice there appear to be at least 4 worms on the inside of her left arm. They're inside of her, and they're burrowing deeper and deeper. That means those worms have been there for hours. Maybe that's what's causing it, is people getting these tiny, tiny worms in their skin somehow.
Time to perform some surgery.
I agree.
All right.
Let's see
I
that
take
swing.
my great axe and I start to heat it over the fire until it's like nice and red.
You take your heated great axe as Lothario holds down Wyndham's somewhat spasming body. With one quick swing, your axe hits the wood of the ship beneath her arm. You press it
good.
right against her now bleeding arm. Okay, you cast Cure Wounds on her.
There's like a 70% chance she's going to die of some infection if we don't get to a doctor or somebody that actually knows what they're doing. So does anybody have any idea where we are?
It's starting to become apparent that you're about to be at sea for a very long time.
Yeah, I figured it's starting to add up to me that we're not going to make it unless something big happens.
Yeah, you look around and you realize that there were no rations on this ship. Neither was there any water. There was just one barrel of gunpowder and then a bunch of gut-rot alcohol.
Okay, look, I just need level with you guys. By my best guess, it's going to take us 3 months to get there. And we only have about 2 months till the next storm hits.
Yeah.
This ship is not going to survive one of those storms.
No,
After sailing for about a month on the open ocean with not very much in the way of resources to keep themselves alive, miraculously, through their own power gaming, use of very clever spells, and just a bit of luck, they managed to drift until they found on a floating congregation of ships connected through wooden planks and boards. They're all varying from medium size to small size, but there they are. Again, they're connected through planks, and they're just floating together in the middle of the ocean. It seems to be a conglomeration of ships floating together in the middle of the sea. They appear to be connected by planks, boards of wood that allow people to walk in between the ships. It's a very curious thing. They've got buoys in between them, so of course, if a wave pushes one this way or another, they won't bump into each other. They look pretty run down. The ship's size varies from medium to small, and it does seem that there are people walking on top of it. You make your way towards it, and you find that they seem to wave you down even. These people hailing you, not very helpfully with directions, but yeah, you get the feeling that you could pull your little dinghy alongside this group of floating ships they might likely even extend a plank onto yours so that you could come aboard.
Well, people, I'm gonna be honest. I was hoping for a bigger ship, or even a guild caravan of ships of some kind. But I ain't never seen anything like this.
I've never left the island, so I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, I'm just staring at it. That's a lot of ships for one spot to be put together.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm excitedly trying to figure out what kind of ships they are.
Ooh,
Don't
interesting.
tell them we have our own source of food or water, and keep your weapons on standby. But nobody make any aggressive moves.
Excellent.
Noted. Aye, Captain.
Aye, Captain.
As you
I
guys...
nod and grab to go my quarterstaff, and I don't have an arm there, so I miss.
I love it. As you guys pull up alongside these ships, Lothario, you check them over and you see that they seem to be not one particular faction. A lot of the smaller ones seem to be little life rafts or little dinghies like your own. Even the ships that are medium-sized are really just that. They're not big enough to hold like a ton of people or anything, transport anything large. They're something that you would use for sailing, just with a larger crew. Some of them seem to be from the Coalition of Guilds. Some of them seem to be from a faction that you don't recognize. Curious. But as you guys pull up alongside them, a board extends to your dinghy, and there are two people who greet you with the option to walk on. They say, "Welcome! Welcome, welcome aboard, refugees. All are welcome here, please. Sure you're weary."
I'm gonna use my belt to tie up my leather coat real quick, seeing as I am just naked underneath that.
Mm-hmm.
You're wearing underwear.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just have a loincloth on underneath that.
Captain winks and says, "I too love the breeze of the sea."
How do you know we're refugees?
Well, I just assumed. We're all refugees here.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, I'm sure you have stories of your own. Come.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're
Yeah.
thirsty, require food, lodging. Oh, God. What happened to that one? He motions to
We
Wyndham.
have somebody sick with us. Are there any doctors around?
Yes, we have one healer. Practitioner Montgomery.
All right. If you could show us to him, we'd be extremely grateful.
Yes, of course. Well, follow us.
Wyndham, can you stand on your own, or do you need Double T to carry you?
I think I can stand.
She's
I
fine.
might need help getting up, but
I'm just imagining that sight now, Double T just carrying around Wyndham.
Aw.
She's
I'm
fine.
just gonna sit on her shoulders from now on. Be the centaur V2.
Yes, if only we had the royalties to pay for "You Got a Friend in Me."
Oh my god.
Well, anyway, you guys leave your ship right here. You board onto that plank and walk to one of the... First the smaller ship, and then, of course, the larger ship. You find that there are quite a number of people here. They do seem to be in somewhat tattered clothes, although they look well-fed for the most part, which is good. They seem to be in good health, which is fortunate. None of them seem to be exhibiting any jaundice or yellowing skin, which is something you didn't know to look for until recently, but now it's an essential. And as you make your way towards that medium-sized ship, it seems to... You go into the galley, which is nice, because it seems that there is a mess hall there, a place that, there is actual food being served, not just berries, which, oh my god, you don't even remember how much you love the smell of fresh meat until it hits your nose. And then you do see, again, it's packed with people, but he motions you over to them and he says, "At that table, the man wearing the mask, it seems to be this strange, what we would call a plague doctor mask. It's nothing you guys have seen before because he hails from a very strange place. He's our doctor, our practitioner of the healing arts."
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have been extremely friendly.
Well, I look forward to hearing about your story at dinner. I'm sure that you'll understand you're safe now.
I feel really safe.
Excellent. He walks off.
Guys, keep your weapons right next to you.
Yeah, I'm like, is this
Yeah.
too good to be true? Is this what they call a mirage?
I am extremely wary of anybody that says you're safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Something about past
Right.
trauma.
Yeah.
Happens.
But if this guy can actually help Wyndham, then I think it's worth the risk.
Maybe I can learn his doctor skills. So I can be a better ship's doctor.
That would be really, really helpful. Okay, well, let's go over to the doctor. Lothario, you want to take the lead on that?
Yes, of course, Captain. I'm gonna take a moment to straighten my tattered clothes and put on my pretend noble aura
You got
and
prestidigitation.
head on over to Practitioner Montgomery.
Yeah, you clean yourself off with prestidigitation. You look very presentable, as noble as you can under the circumstances, and you make your way over to Practitioner Montgomery. You see him sitting in front of a plate of food, which he seems to be looking down at rather... I mean, you can't see his expression, but again, he's wearing this large mask, so how is he going to eat? Weird. But you walk over right as he's doing that. What do you say?
Practitioner Montgomery, I am Lothario of House Elysium. Doesn't mean anything now, I suppose, but we require your aid. Would you be able to help us?
Sorry, yes, I dozed off for a second. What was that?
Oh, I'm Lothario of House Elysium. Doesn't
Pleasure
mean
to
anything.
meet you. And he extends a hand.
I shake the hand very firmly as I was taught.
What can I do for you? You seem new.
Yes, we are new. We just got here, and our friend here, she requires some attention. Wyndham, would you mind coming over here so the doctor can take a look at you?
I walk up and wave with my left stump.
Ah, well, another botched amputation at sea. It's not the first I've seen, and I'm sure it won't be the last. Well, I'm sorry for your predicament, but I can do my best to help. Yes, it might take some time and some resources. I'll do what I can.
Well, thank you,
you.
doctor. Thank you.
Do you mind if I watch you while you do this?
Oh, no, that's a very odd request. Are you a member of the church?
Yes, I was the one who tried to help her. And I just want to make sure that I follow up with good aftercare techniques.
Let's be clear. I will let you watch me if you introduce none of your hokum and shenanigans into my healing practices. I have dealt with the Church of Eternal Water before, with all of your rites. None of that here. I do not charge for my medicine. Otherwise, your friend would be in grave peril.
The only thing that I wholeheartedly believe in is the stars.
A strange cleric you are. But fine, I can do that. The rest of you, I suspect, should make yourselves useful. Tell me about yourselves.
We're like everyone else here. Just a group of refugees.
What did you flee from?
Corruption.
Some kind of worm monster.
Worm monster. Interesting.
Bad corrupt.
Well, I mean, we're fleeing from the worms of Chris. That's what I know about these things.
Never heard
Remind
of
me to
it.
tell you guys later about not telling everything you know to everybody.
That's very interesting.
You brought it up. You brought the worms up.
Oh, you see,
yeah.
many of the people here have been fleeing. Different things attacking their own homelands, and, well, I myself had to flee as well. But, I'll be honest with
attacked
you.
your homeland?
I don't have a name for it, but, its eyes. Its eyes could carve through stone. I've never seen anything like it.
Huh. Is that common, what happened?
It's difficult to say. Common around here. Not what happened to me, not what happened to you, maybe, but... You see, us refugees, we have to stick together in the open sea, because where else would we go? Where else would we be safe? But I don't think we're entirely safe here. There have been people going missing every few nights. I've noticed it. I talk to people. They all come to me as a practitioner. In exchange, I'll help your friend, of course. Please, confirm my suspicions. If something is making people go missing, or if they're just leaving, I need to know. If something threatens us, there's too many who've gone missing for it to be a coincidence.
Has anyone gotten like really sick?
So this was too good.
Oh, no one's gotten sick to my knowledge. Nothing out of the irregular. I'm good at what I do.
Okay. Guys, we're good here.
Okay.
Sure, we can like take a look around.
Who should we talk to?
The Earl of Arkham. He's a disgraced earl. I believe his brother went missing. He used to be a captain, I think, of some kind. Well seasoned, too, so I can't imagine anything would have taken him by surprise.
Can I do a history check to see if I know about him as a noble?
Yeah, you sure can.
Can I help her since he was a famous captain of some kind?
He's not, like, famous or anything. He just is a noble. You know,
Never mind. Then I would have no idea who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
I figured, he's a famous like military person. Maybe I know him, but no.
Yeah.
Darn. Yeah, you've never heard of him. You know, in all likelihood, he was probably just some middle management noble nobody who lost his keep due to some monster
13.
attack. Yeah. Yeah, with a 13, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah, it's likely he was... I mean, he's no one you've heard of.
Not important enough.
All right, well, I'm gonna stay here and watch over Wyndham. Lithariel and Double T.
Not important
Go
enough.
talk to this nobleman.
Well, I want to see how he heals her.
Oh yeah, I guess I'll go with Lithariel then.
Oh, I suppose there must have been a misunderstanding. I'm going to make a potion.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I thought you were gonna stand here and heal her.
No, I don't get the fancy divine intervention that the clerics seem to enjoy with such vigor.
Well, I guess we'll all go talk to the nobleman.
He's an earl,
Yeah.
not a nobleman.
Ooh.
Earl of Arkham.
Yes, that's
Well,
quite...
you're the fancy talker one, so you get a fancy talk with this guy.
All right, let's go.
You make your way over there. He's easy to find. He's one of the only people who seems to have some nice clothes, although even they are tattered. He has a fairly nice yellow robe, although it's got some scratch marks and it's a bit scuffed. He may even have access to prestidigitation to keep it somewhat clean. But you walk over to him as your group, as he sits there, minding his own business for the most part, seemingly with an annoyed glare looking over the rest of the people in the galley. What do you say?
Okay, I go up to him and I say, Earl of Arkham, I am Lithariel of House Elysium. How do you do?
You see a smile grace his face. He says, a fellow woman of culture. Wonderful. He stands up and he does a ballet plie. It's a little impressive. And how are you, Madam of the House Elysium?
I am well as can be expected, given the circumstances that have forced me to this. And I look around.
Yes, misfortune seems to have befallen us all. Yourself, perhaps, as much as I.
Of course. It is a sad time in the world when we noblemen have to interact with, lessers.
Well, Indeed. Was there something that you needed?
I want to know how safe this place really is. As you know, I can't stay in places that are not to my benefit. So, as a fellow higher class person, how do you find these accommodations?
You see him take a pretty large drink. He looks at you, and I need you to make a persuasion check. I'm going to give you advantage because, yeah, you've really played into this whole circumstance well.
In my mind, I also want to say, guys, sorry. Wow, even with
Ooh, just a 14. Okay. Well,
that's not good.
You did your best.
Yeah, we tried. He looks at you, and he says, well, I'll be honest, this place is, somewhat doomed. I think the nearest trade post is months away, but all these people have found each other simply by drifting in the sea. I'm sure it's safer for sheep to stick together, but at a certain point, the entire herd will be culled. We've nowhere to go. They don't seem to realize it, but the stormy season will come. And if it doesn't, I don't think we're all that safe regardless.
I'm sorry. What do you mean? Is there something that is dangerous to people out here in the waters? I mean, as far as I can tell, there's nothing around us. We should have some modicum of safety here.
Let me tell you this. Everything's not as it seems here. People do go missing. My brother, I haven't been able to find him. He's not the type who would wander off. We've nowhere to wander to. Our ship is the last thing that we own, and even that has been battered. And it's still here.
What do you mean? Your brother went missing here? There's nowhere to go.
Well, he's a nobleman. I'm sure he's somewhere about. Perhaps he's found himself in the bed of some fortunate courtesan. But no, I mean, yes, he has gone missing, and no, I don't know where he is. The only thing I remember is the last time I saw him. Well,
When?
we went to bed, each of us going into our separate estate rooms on our ship, and I remember waking up that night and smelling a very foul smell of seaweed.
How
And
long
then he-
ago was this? How long has he been missing?
Oh, he's been missing a few nights. I'd say this would be the third night. Must be out on a bender, or perhaps he found a way off and just ditched me. He's always been the one with the skill for piloting boats, and if he has left, I am essentially dead here.
Have there been any reports of missing boats?
Not to my knowledge, but I wouldn't know. Each of these individuals has their own company, or they own their own boats. We're just a collection of refugees grouping together for safety in the middle of the ocean. If you want something to chase after, the local boogeyman, I've told everybody who's interested about my brother about the fact that I've smelled seaweed. It doesn't change much. We're in the middle of the ocean. Do what you like. Unless you'd care for a drink. Well, perhaps you can find your way to a different table.
Well, thank you for your time, Earl. I must rest, as it has been a long and arduous journey, but I hope to spend more time with you in the future.
May your rest be better than your accommodations.
Thank you.
And you leave. You regroup with everybody, and I mean, they were all there, really, so everybody heard what happened. What do you guys do?
Guys, people have been missing.
And it seems like there's seaweed that's out to get them. Oh no.
Ooh.
Attack of the killer seaweed.
Don't underestimate plants, man.
Yeah, Wyndham, do you know anything about like rotten seaweed? We're far enough above the ocean floor that it should be fine.
Not that I know of offhand. Can I roll a nature check?
Absolutely.
I got a 13.
Even with the 13, you know there should not be a sudden smell of rotten seaweed and then a sudden lack of that same smell. Also, there's no seaweed where you guys are. So, yeah, that's weird. That's very weird.
Alright, I'm gonna relay that to the party.
Maybe we should check to see if there are more people missing other than that Earl's brother. I mean, he could be right. His brother could have just ditched him. Nobles are known for ditching their family.
I just kind of look at her like, y'all right? Like, I feel you, but y'all right?
I thought that the person who has lost their arm is like, "Hey, are you okay? I'm worried about you."
Just doing a real Leia
My
from
stump on her.
yeah, just doing a real Leia from Star Wars right now. Hey, I know I just lost my planet, but your mentor died. Are you all right? I love it. No, but yeah, that's a good point. Nobles are known for ditching their families, but it is a little peculiar. You notice that people seem to be gathering in the mess hall for dinner. It seems that, well, there's a bunch of food being handed out, and people are gathering around. There's a little floating magic fire in the center of the galley that doesn't seem to be touching any wood. It seems like people are just kind of gathering around, and they start to tell stories. It's an interesting thing. It doesn't seem like everyone goes there, so maybe this is a time to look around. Maybe this is a time to grab dinner. Well, you guys can continue your conversation, too.
I think we should investigate a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's talk to the people and see why they're here and if they've noticed any strange disappearances.
Or seaweed smells.
True.
Okay, let's do it.
Excellent. Well, you guys join the dinner, and while it's good to have some actual fresh food in your stomachs, oh man, you feel able to breathe again. The most of the discourse seems to be regarding people's stories, what's happened to them. You hear about quite a few monsters. You hear about these tentacled leviathans of the deep that have started attacking trade ports. You hear about this floating concoction of eyes that seems to just tear through anything it looks at. You hear about ice giants leaving the northern wastes, floating in a state of hibernation until they reach unsuspecting ships or new land masses. The overall feeling you get is that things seem to be expanding from the northern wastes, or rather, these people certainly think that. There's monsters on the rise. All these people have been displaced. They feel vulnerable. They feel powerless. And as topics turn from stories of things that were, people begin mentioning disappearances. It's true. Some of them mention individuals of their family who've gone missing. Others seem to mention whole groups of people that have gone missing. Apparently this is not a new phenomenon. There have been people that have complained about their loved ones going missing, and then later, maybe a week later, they will go missing. And now the only people who talk about them are the people who care about them going missing. There seems to be a pattern here. Seems to be males. They seem to have captaining experience, which is peculiar. which is probably why there's such a large collection of boats here. There's an inability, or at least a very lacking amount of talent left for people to be able to leave. These people really are refugees, and from the sound of it, it sounds like something's hunting them. Do you guys say anything? Do you add your story? What do you do?
I think we keep to ourselves, but
Yeah.
we're gonna have to keep a close eye on Bojangles.
Yeah.
Why me?
Listen, the thing that they have in common is that they're great water vehicle captains, and you are our water vehicle captain.
Yeah.
And also they're mans, and you're mans.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't seeing this trend.
Yeah.
I was more worried about the stories of monsters.
Yeah. No, that's why Lethyril's here. She's here to make sure our captain's okay. I think we should make her like first mate or something.
Yeah,
For real.
I think we need to officially dub Lethyril first mate.
Mhm.
Yay! I'm first mate! I'm so excited! That means I've finally done something.
You are now
We did it.
officially assistant to the captain.
Wow, I love it.
And you're also assistant to the doctor.
Wow, I love it. I'm multi-talented. Wonderful. But yeah, I think we should keep our stories to ourselves until we figure out what's going on. Because listen, one nobleman running away or getting lost is whatever, right? It happens. But multiple people?
Well, let's let people
Yeah.
know that, monsters scared us away from our homeland too.
That's a good idea. We can let them know that monsters scared us too.
Yeah. I
But
can't believe that all these people from all these different places are having the same problem.
I think if we're to catch whatever's like kidnapping these captains, you're probably going to have to be used as bait, Bojangles.
That's a
or I could be used as bait. I am first mate, and
Yes.
nobody knows who captained our ship yet.
They don't.
but you're not
It's
a
true.
man.
Yeah, you're not a man's though.
Also true.
Okay, but how do we know that they're specifically targeting man's captains? They could just be.
That's what you guys told me.
All the captains have been men. There's been no female captains.
Because I am the first female captain.
That's just, I'm going to be honest with you, that's just not safe.
No. I think it's like better if we stick with what they're going for. Male captains, I don't think we should deviate from that.
Mhm.
Okay, well,
Not that women can't pilot ships. I'm just saying, if there's going to be somebody out there for bait, I'd rather it be me.
Captain, you are so selfless.
He is.
You're really showing these colors. I'm very impressed with the.
Being back at sea has reinvigorated me.
I see it.
I feel the need to take care of people at sea.
I see it. And maybe now more so than ever that you found yourself in a new strange refuge on the sea. Maybe one that's not so safe as it seems. You've gathered a plan to essentially ambush this thing using Bojangles as bait. The plan seems set, and I think that's something we can look forward to in the next episode of The Legends of Lyria. Well done, Power Gamer. You've safely made it to the end of the video. Congratulations. Thanks for hanging out with us, and a very special thank you to our supporters on Patreon. Thank you to our Patreon founders, whose incredible generosity humbles us. Thank you to the Legends, guild members, and all of the official Power Gamers whose love and support makes this channel possible. If you like what you saw, let us know by leaving a like, comment, subscription, donation, sharing the video with your friends. Check out all the links below, and we'll see you Saturday on Twitch for the next Legends of Lyria.